Now tell me, where is your master? Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn?
The question on everyone's minds: where did Thrawn and Ezra end up after the finale of Star Wars Rebels? And what in the world had they been up to since those events transpired? Thrawn's introduction in Rebels summoned a lot of mixed reactions. The almost impossible task of living up to the old books would of course be hard to top, and I still think the Thrawn trilogy complements his character in a more excellent manner than the TV show did. Nonetheless, it was awesome to for the first time witness this thought-provoking character on screen, while having him go toe-to-toe with Force users like Ezra and Kanan. This extremely clever Admiral is without a doubt going to be the main antagonist of the so-called Mando-verse, an initially unimportant piece in the highly anticipated Ashoka series. I have so many questions regarding how Dave Filoni might decide to use this fan-favorite character, and I think there is a pretty strong possibility that Thrawn might not be the bad guy he so often has been portrayed as.
We must wait and watch, and when we find our spy, and we will find them, we shall turn them from an obstacle to an asset.
Your strategy is without flaw, Grand Admiral. As always.
What makes Thrawn so different is his ability to outsmart everyone. He's always a few steps ahead of his enemies, and the only reason he doesn't come out victorious is if something he doesn't have control over suddenly takes effect. The few times Thrawn failed in Rebels were because of incapable companions.
I expected Governor Price to fail, but not so completely.
Along with Ezra and Kanan's connections to the surrounding world.
What Jedi devilry is this?
The Force is Thrawn's only real weakness, because it's impossible for him to understand it. This power is an enigma. Nobody fully fathoms, even the Jedi, and Thrawn needs to comprehend his enemies to beat them. His relationship with this confusing energy is one of the reasons I found him so interesting. Thrawn seems totally unstoppable until the Force decides to intervene, and I hope the Ahsoka series tackle this dilemma of his. It would be interesting if he somehow discovers a solution to the unpredictability of the Force. I'm not saying that I think Thrawn should become Force sensitive or to copy what happened in the EU trilogy, but to make Thrawn the villain he deserves to be, he needs to play the same game as Ahsoka and supposedly Ezra.
I must admit, the mysteries of the Force are an enigma to me. But for all those abilities, all the power, the Jedi lacked the vision for how to wield it.
The uniqueness of Thrawn as a villain can't be overstated enough. I would go so far as to say that he is an inspiring character that isn't cruel and evil like Palpatine, rather calculated, fair, and respected by the people working for him. He's written as someone similar to Sherlock Holmes, a detective, meaning that he is way too clever to just throw away human lives in battle, or to treat his co-workers badly just because he can. I see Thrawn as a rival to the heroes, not an enemy like the Sith Lords would be. It isn't the classic battle of good and evil, rather two different ideologies clashing together, two different perspectives that might even want the same outcome, even if they don't fully understand it. And that's where my idea regarding Thrawn's true objective comes into play.
Whatever happens next, happens to both of us.
The one detail I never understood regarding Thrawn was why he chose to stay with the Empire when he clearly were smarter than them all. Yet slowly but surely I think I figured it out. Thrawn never actually worked for the Empire. He worked for his people and himself. The Empire had all the resources, the power, the control, and Thrawn took advantage of just that to rise to the top. If Ezra hadn't managed to hyperspace Thrawn away, I think this shiz eventually would have turned on the Empire when everything he needed to accomplish had been done. The new Thrawn trilogy hints towards possible threats in the unknown regions, and that's ultimately where I think the Ahsoka series and even the Mando-verse is headed. The species called the Grisk is part of the book trilogy and caused some trouble for Thrawn's fleet, and I don't think that storyline is finished quite yet. To conclude this idea of mine, I believe that Thrawn throughout the years of Thrawn being missing, this threat has somehow become too imminent to ignore, making both Ezra and Thrawn fight this battle together, possibly alongside the Shiz Ascendancy. How Ahsoka and the rest of her crew will fit into this story, I don't know, but that Thrawn has more up his sleeve than being evil and working together with Moff Gideon, that I'm quite certain on. If you want to learn more about where I think Star Wars is headed in the future, you should absolutely click the video to the left of you that goes into detail regarding this topic. Thank you so much for watching. Press the like button and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and may the Force be with you.